डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Myself, Dr. Vinod L. Desai, Associate Professor, PG Department of Computer Science and Technology, Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar. In today's sessions, we will talk regarding various semantic elements of web page layout and its various properties. In previous sessions, we talked about what is web page layout, its importance in a website, accessibility with respect to various parameters or with respect to user's perspective as well as with respect to technical person's perspective. Then after we have talked regarding what are the non-semantic elements, and then after various techniques of we can say web page designing or using or designing a web page layout with respect to HTML table, flexbox, CSS grid view, frameworks, etc. Now in this session we will talk regarding various semantic elements used for designing a web page layout. Among that we can say there are various components and elements available, but let's first look having a meaning with respect to what is semantic. So semantic means relating to meaning. It is having a meaning, certain kind of meaning is associated with a particular element that we are supposed to use for placing a content within it. Writing semantic HTML means using HTML elements to structure your content based on each element's meaning, not its appearance. Here the appearance is not important, but the meaning is very important. Semantic HTML elements are HTML tags that convey the meaning or purpose of the content they encapsulates within it. Unlike non-semantic elements such as division and span we have discussed in previous session, which provides no information about their content, semantic elements clearly defines their intended use. Okay, in non-semantic it was simply we can say they were the block level containers, they were not having any kind of meaning, while in semantic elements they delivers the specific intended usage. This is not only enhances the readability of the HTML code but also improves the accessibility and SEO of the web page. Semantic HTML elements includes tags such as H1, H6, okay, that means the series from H1 to H6, these are the various headers. Then form, tables, list goes on, including the latest one with respect to HTML file like headers, footers, navigations, aside, etc. So among that, let's have a look at first one, that is header. The name indicates it is all about we can say displaying the title or the meaningful header of a web page or the page we are designing. This element is used to define the header of the web page. It contains the title of the page or some logo or maybe introductory content. It is a part of the front end that is used at the top of the web page or the document we can say. A header element may contain any of the following: logo or icons, author information, search form, navigation links, and many more. A page can have multiple header elements located in different sections. Then the next element is footer. There will be one section at the bottom of every web page that is known as footer. A footer element may contain any of the following: author information, copyright information, navigation links, related documents, contact information, etc. Whenever we are visiting any websites, then that website must have these two elements everywhere, that is header and footer. Header will have we can say title or logo kind of mechanism, and in footers we will definitely find the information like the authors of the web page. If the copyright is involved with the content displayed on the web page, then the copyright informations would be there, navigations links to the next web page would be there, related documents concerning that particular web page, or even the contact informations that we will find in a footer elements. Let's have a look at these two elements through practical one. So this is a practical involving the header and footer elements. As you can see that in a body we have defined the one header element and it is styled with a padding property and background property, and the content displayed in a we can say header, that is welcome to BAOU. Then after the we can say main tag element is used, and main section within after the header tag or element we can say, and then after at last we have used a footer element, and it is also styled with a we can say padding property and background color, and the content of the we can say footer is simply the address we can say Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So if we will execute this header footer example, then it will look like this. Let's execute it. So it looks like this, as you can see. Okay, this is a colored box is known as you can say a header one is there, welcome to BAU, then after main section is there, and at last Ahmedabad, Gujarat is a footer section. So header and footer helps us to design a web page layout in such a way that whatever the title kind of information, logo information, authors one is there, then that will be displayed using a header one, and below at the bottom in a footer sections we can place the informations like the contact information, the navigation link kind of information, related document is there concerning to the specific web page, then all this can be placed in a footer section of the web page. Okay, if you want to place it in a center, okay, let's have a look here. Okay, the header is aligned to the we can say left side, then we can have a text align property. You can use it and you can place it as a center one. Okay, like this, text align center, just save it. Right now our header is having a left alignment, but now we have put a text align property to center, and now saved it, we already saved it. Now just refresh the page. As you can see, now the header is moved to the centered position. So you can check and set the various CSS property we already discussed to highlight, to make it more attractive and in a we can say a very convenient way to the user. As the same way you can also change the properties of the footer to place it in a particular direction. So this is all about header and footer semantic elements. Next is aside element. The aside tag defines content related to the page's main content. Okay, so this tag helps us to define or design or place the content that is related to the main content of the web page. The aside element is intended for content that is not part of the flow of the text in which it appears. It is not directly a part of the text that flows in a main content. It is used for call out boxes, sidebar, advertisements and many more. Such kind of information is placed using the aside tag. On product pages, aside contains product options, shipping info, etc. Okay, let's understand first this aside tag using the practical example. As you can see in this example, simple, we have a HTML document having a title, body, and within the body we have aside tag, and it is styled with a width to 50 pixels, border is left, we can reset it. Then after we can say we have number of other we can say content, but as we said that within the aside tag there is one we can say aside element, that is we can say bold, with using the bold tag. Now just try to run it to understand this better where it placed. Okay, we have set it to the aside tag with a HTML and using the CSS property. Try to run it to understand it. As you can see, the aside property sets the content at the particular locations, which is what relevant in terms of content, in terms of we can say sidebar, advertisement, etc. as we discussed. If you are visiting any product based website, then definitely you will find such kind of we can say product related information in a sidebar controls using the aside tag. Moving next is a navigation element. The navigation bar is the same as the menu list. This element is like a container for different navigation links. The link will be on a different page or on the same page. Okay, so navigation tag or element helps us to navigate between different web pages in a website. Let's understand navigation element using the example. Okay, so this is a navigation example. As you can see, in title is having a BOE, then after we have used a style tag for the li element, okay, and it is designed with a display property and padding property. Then after unordered list, we can say another is there having a text alignment, that is center. This is a styling property for the list and UL tags we are using in our navigation, we can say. So here you can see that in a body tag we have a NAV tag, and the NAV tag contains 4 anchor tags, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. The all anchor tags is having a hyperreference of a JavaScript alert dialog box simply. So whenever it is clicked, it will display the message with respect to the going to the introduction or specified content we have placed over here. So first anchor tag contains introduction, second what is HTML, third one is HTML syntax, and fourth one is HTML elements. This is simply, we can say, for the understanding purpose. You can put as per your requirement. You can change it. But what I mean to say is that here the navigation tag is used, and this navigation tag is having a 4 anchor tags with a different, we can say, dialog boxes. Another, we can say, NAV tag is used having a, we can say, style property, and color is set to the, we can hexadecimal values. Then after within this NAV, we can say, tag, we have used unordered list. Okay, so you can see, and for this unordered list we have already defined a, we can say, CSS property, that is text alignment is a center one, as you can see. And then after within this LI we have another anchor tags for the Ahmedabad, Baroda and Surat. Okay, so 2 NAV tags is used in this web page. One is for the simple, we can say, directly without using any kind of listing mechanism, and second NAV is used with a list concept of the HTML. I try to understand this through the execution. Okay, we have 2 NAV examples. So this is what a NAV, simple NAV, and then after we will another one we will discuss. This is first NAV. As you can see how it looks. So it looks like this. The first simple NAV is having a, we can say, continuous links of anchor tags like introduction, what is HTML. If you click on any one, we can say, link, then it will pop up with a alert dialog. Okay, let me to check it. Okay, suppose I am clicking on HTML elements, then it pops up with this going to HTML elements. So you can click on any link, so it will pop up with the alert dialog box as we have mentioned in the example. So, and below that you can say Ahmedabad, Baroda and Surat. Okay, as you can see in the practical one. So these are also the anchor tags we have used. Okay, and for that hyperreference we have simply specified the hashtag. We haven't provided any kind of mechanism when we click on a particular link. So this is a way to use the navigation tag in our web page for the specific layout mechanism. We can also use another, we can say, kind of mechanism using the NAV like this. Okay, in this example also NAV tag is used and hyperreference is there, but here what we did, we are specifying simply in a single, we can say, using this pipe sign. As you can see at the end of anchor tag we are using a pipe sign. So this is simply for making the appearance more attractive, nothing else. Okay, you may find such kind of, we can say, designing in different websites. So user may prefer any one whichever suits to their designing requirement. Now try to run this one and see how it looks. As you can see that all the links are, we can say, separated by the pipe sign. So you can click on any one. So this is also another way to design and use the NAV or navigation elements of web page layout. You can click on any one, okay, and based on that it will pop up like this, about was clicked. You can click on any one like gallery, so it will display gallery was click like that. So this is another way to use a NAV or navigation element. Next is section element. This element is like the main section of the web page. It can contain any kind of information. It can contain text, images, etc. Of all semantic tags, section is the closest to division tag. That means it looks like a division tag. It is very closer to division. Okay, very important content goes to the section tag. Then after we can say we have a article tag. So it is used for blogs, forums, newspapers articles and more. E-commerce articles include product descriptions, product cards, etc. using the article elements. The section and article elements are conceptually similar and used interchangeably. To decide which of between two use, we have to take note of the following two lines. An article is intended to be independently distributable or reusable, while a section is a thematic grouping of content. So section makes a thematic group of content, while articles can be used independently. Now let's try to understand these two concepts, article and sections, with the help of example. This is simply a section, we can say section example, simple one. Here we have used a section tag, and then after within the sections we have used header one, then after paragraphs, and then after we have closed the section tag. So as we said, the section is used for the main content of the web page simply. So whatever the main content you want to display, that should be covered within the section tag. Let's run it to see how it reflects. So it looks like this, okay, that this is the main content of the web page. Now let's have a look to another example of article and section. So it will better to understand. So in this example you can see that we have one article tag, okay, within that we have a header tag, then after we are using the section tag. Section is having a header tag and one paragraph. We have used another sections, within that we have a header and paragraph, and then after section and last we have articles. Okay, so in articles we can use the section tag for different kinds of informations related one. Okay, one section, then after second section, like that, and then so this way we can use the article and section tags with we can say each other for displaying or for managing the proper and related content on a web page. Now let's run this practical to understand it and see how it reflects and looks. So you can see now that article and sections both are used with each other. So first one is what is semantic element, that is one section, and why use semantic element HTML, that is second section within the one article. So this way we can use article and section elements for proper displaying the content on the web page. Next is details element. This element displays extra details about the web page to the user. This may contain additional information which is optional for the user. This element by default provides a feature to show or hide details upon clicking. Okay, if optional information is there and that is not that much important, then we can display it using the details element. With that, there is another element, that is summary. The summary tag creates a summary or title for the details element previously discussed, that is details. So that means summary and details elements are related with each other. The content inside the details element displays when clicking the summary element. The summary is rendered with the toggle arrow before the next. Okay, let's understand details and summary element with practical so that you can better understand it. Yes, this is an example in which you can see that there is a details tag. Within details tag, we can say tag, there is a summary tag, and it indicates simply the date of, we can say, a particular day. Then after the paragraph tag is there, the content you want to display, okay, in a detailed, for that is not, we can say, important with respect to the web page, but sometimes if you need it, you can click and get the details regarding the web page. So it you may contain within the paragraph tag or any other kind of, we can say, other specific component. So within the details we have a summary tag and two paragraph tags. Now let's run it to understand it better. Okay, so what exactly the thing to understand is, in a detailed and summary tag is that, see here, only single content is displayed, that is October 16, 2024 order number is there, that is what we have displayed in a summary tag, as you can see here in a practical, okay, in a document. So if you need this further, the paragraph to the content contained within these two paragraphs, you have to click on the summary content, as it is said that, as you can see, we already said that the content inside the details element displays when clicking the summary element. So we have to click the summary element to get the content of the details tag to display it on the web page. So here we will try to click on this October content, okay, to display the content of this web page in detailed manner. So this is what the use of details and summary tag or element, we can say, with respect to web page layout. Okay, after the details and summary tag, there is another concept in terms of media queries for responsive web layout. Okay, in today's environment, we people are using smartphones and smart devices for various kind of purposes. So every time we need a quick response with respect to any query we want to raise or to talk with. So it enables media queries for responsive layout. This media queries enables conditional styling based on factors such as viewport dimensions, device characteristics like screen width, and even user preferences. This technique ensures that styles are applied only when specific conditions are met. So that style that we have provided will be applicable as and when the condition turns true. If the condition turns false, then this styling mechanism is not going to be applicable to a content of the page. They are a crucial part of responsive web design, allowing developers to create layouts that work on everything from desktop computers to small mobile devices. Media queries are essentials for building websites and web applications across various devices and screen sizes. Properly utilizing media queries ensures that your website is accessible and user-friendly, providing a consistent and enjoyable user experience regardless of the devices used to access your site. Media queries, okay, as we said, that it helps us in a responsive environment to make users experience more user friendly, and they can have a, we can say, very good enjoyable surfing of any web pages. There are thousands of screens and devices with different heights and widths, so it is hard to create an exact breakpoint for each devices. To keep things simple, you could target 5 groups. For small, extra small devices, that is phones 600 pixels and down, you can specify the property like this: @media only screen and maximum width value would be 600 pixels. Same way for the small devices, that is portrait, tablets and large phones 600 pixels and up, more than 600 pixels. For such kind of, we can say, devices, you can specify the property like @media only screen and minimum width 600 pixels and more. Like medium devices, you can specify like this. For large devices, there is a, we can say, a property, and for extra large devices you can see the large laptops and desktops 1200 pixels and more. You can specify the property like @media, only screen, and minimum width 1200 pixels. Okay, if this condition turns true, then whatever you have written within this property, that will be applicable to the content of the web page. Now let's understand this media query through practical example. Through the practical, you can better understand how this media queries helps us to make our web page more responsive. Okay, here we have a simple, we can say, HTML document having a body tag is there, and within the body tag we have simply used a one paragraph, that is welcome to Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University Ahmedabad. The content is written. Okay, so what we did over here is that for the body tag we have provided a one style attribute of CSS for the color and font size. And then after, this is the thing that we need to discuss. See here, we have used a media @media property, that is @media only screen and maximum width 600 pixels. Okay, maximum width 600 pixels. If it is changes from 600 pixels, then its body is going to change from background color and for the font size. Okay, from, we can say, specified body light blue color is there. So from the light blue, if this screen is getting changed, default is light blue, as you can see in a body style attribute. Okay, see here. But if this condition turns true, then its body color, background color, is going to change from blue to green, and its font size from 18 pixels to 16 pixel. Okay, so now let's try to execute this example and understand it, how this gets reflected. So right now you can see that the simple practical has executed, and the body tag executes with the content welcome to Babasaheb Ambedkar University Ahmedabad. Okay, now what we'll see, we want to resize the window, okay, to make this media query true. Okay, we have to resize this. So let me to resize the window, so you will realize, okay, how it turns true. As we are making the window smaller, so its background color will get changed along with the font size. Now you can see, as condition turns true and our background color and font size gets changed. So this is what the responsiveness is of a web page layout mechanism. So whenever you are running your website, executing your website on a desktop, then its look will be different. But whenever the same website executes on different devices with different screen size and resolution, then accordingly it will be updated, okay, using such kind of mechanism. So resolution media query helps us in this sense. Okay, so media queries having also a orientation property, that is, we can say a portrait and landscape. Media queries can also be used to change the layout of a page depending on the orientation of the browser. You can have a set of CSS properties that will only apply when the browser window is wider than its height, so-called landscape orientations. The example, you can set it like this. Earlier we used a media query for the screen resolution of 600 pixels. The same way you can use for the orientation as well. So media only screen and orientation property to landscape, and then after whatever values and you have provided for the orientation, that will be applicable when the orientation is turns to the landscape. So in these sessions we talked regarding the web page layout with respect to the semantic elements. Various semantic elements we have discussed, like header, footer, navigation, aside, summary, details, and then after are responsive media queries. So using all this, we can say semantic elements, we can make our web page very attractive and appealing to the user and making user's experience very friendly. Thank you very much.